What's going on YouTube? Today I'm taking a look at the new XES mouse from Vaxee. This is a smaller version of the XE shape with updated internals and a much lighter weight, appealing to fingertip grip players like myself. In this video, I'll be doing a little bit of comparison between the XE and the XES and highlighting pros and cons of each mouse, but focusing more on the XES for talking points. Going over internals, the XES sports the latest PixArt sensor, the 3950, which is an upgrade from the 3395 in the original XE, but even Vaxee has said that in terms of performance, there's really negligible difference between the 3950 and the 3395. The biggest difference that you're going to see with the 3950 is power consumption. The 3950 is going to last a little bit longer, especially at 4K, than the 3395. But besides that, the difference is again negligible. It comes in at 60 grams, which is much lighter than the XE at 76 grams. So all in all, a very big upgrade in that department. Both of these mice are 4K compatible, but the XES comes with the 4K dongle in the box, so no other purchase is necessary, unlike the original XE. The XES has Huano 70 gram switches, which are actually heavier than the Huanos in the original XE, and you can actually really tell during gameplay, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. The shape of the XES is obviously a smaller XE shape. This is a huge improvement for me though, as a fingertip user, even with my large hand size of 19 by 10 centimeters. I loved using the shape in game as it gave me enough room to make adjustments with my fingers as I like, and it has very flat sides, which is essential for a fingertip mouse. The clicks on this mouse are extremely tactile and clicky. I usually am one for heavier clicks, but these lean a little bit too far in that direction than I would like. As a fingertip user, the heaviness of clicks is actually super duper important to me. They can't be too heavy, as an actuation could cause movement of the mouse since your fingers do most of the work, but they also can't be too light for the inverse reason, as you might click accidentally. And these clicks are a little bit too heavy. The originals I think are much better. However, the build quality of the clicks is amazing. There is very little pre-travel and a bit of post-travel, but it really didn't affect me in game, and I can spam the crap out of them no problem. The side buttons are another improvement from the original XE. They are more tactile, but do have a little bit more post-travel. I like the more tactile clicks enough to say that they are better than the previous ones, and in general, great side buttons. The scroll wheel is also an improvement for the original XE. It's much more spammable, and I like the feedback of the scroll better too. The coating is practically identical to the original XE. It's good, and I didn't feel the need for grip tape. It also doesn't show fingerprints at all, at least on the blue version. The stock skates are pretty impressive on this mouse. Vaxee traditionally markets to tack shooter players. Their skates are usually pretty slow. The smaller skate design on the XES though makes for a little bit faster skates, which I like a lot. Performance-wise, the 4K polling on this mouse is great. It caused little to no stutters on Fortnite, which is a game that often has problems with higher polling rates. I will say that I highly recommend using this with a glass pad due to its weight. It's by no means heavy, but with the slow-ish stock skates and the 60+ grams, fingertip users may have trouble on cloth. The speed of glass makes this mouse feel much lighter, which really enables you to take advantage of the great shape. I suggest any glass pad from Padsmiths or Wallhack SP004. Finally, moving on to the rating for this mouse, I really had trouble deciding whether I wanted to put it at a 3.5 or a 4.0. Although it has a great shape and great build quality, the need for use with a glass mouse pad due to the skates and the clicks makes me sway a little bit more toward the 3.5 rating. I personally enjoy the U2, the OP1 8K, and the Sora V2 much more than this mouse. I will say though, the build quality does go a long way, and I think that if you are gonna get one mouse and you want it to last you a really long time, this might be a mouse for you. Obviously, I haven't tested it over the course of a really long time, but that's just what I think about Vaxee, and they have a really good reputation for having great build quality. So that's gonna do it for my review of the Vaxee XES. Next up on the channel, I'll be taking a look at the most unique mouse on the market in my opinion, the G-Wolves HTR. This mouse is incredibly innovative with the putty that they include in it to sort of make your own shape out of this mouse. I'll obviously talk a lot more about that in the review, and following that I'll be doing a review of the WL Mouse Beast X Max. So make sure to follow me on my Twitter for more peripheral content over there, and to subscribe to the channel for those future reviews. And thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.